Just ensuring that we've got everything sorted before we get started. Testing, testing, testing. All right, here we are. All the streaming and everything is live. Okay. The last time I came live, two back-to-back lives we did, it was in just a couple of days back, almost 9 days to be precise. Now, looking back, 9 days of no lives done, 9 days of no journalings done, 9 days of no, literally nothing done. In this 9 days, sessions were still there. The Speak to Lead cohort was still going on. And every single time something like this happens, my default zone is always, oh my God, what is going wrong? Oh my God, why are things not going right? Oh my God, when are we going to get the consistency back? All the hard work that got in completely got wasted. What's the point? Why bother? Why even worry? Now, the complaints and the venting out led to some other uh, hazardous effects as well. Obviously, no workouts, forget about waking up, sleep going for a toss, every single thing just falling apart. And what's even more weird is that when you realize that blaming yourself and cursing yourself and complaining to yourself is not going to help, you look for someone else to blame. You look for situations to blame. You look for all those different reasons that you can find out other than yourself whom you can blame, and put yourself in that whole hamster wheel where it's a pity party that just goes on. While this whole episode was going on, there was still people who signed up for the Speak to Lead cohort. And what was even more surprising is to see that the amount that's supposed to come in was not the amount that was expected. Rather, it was a surprise amount. And whenever such surprise amounts have come, it has also gone off. And that's exactly that happened. So to look back, nothing really moved forward as such. Instead, things became worse. Now, always in these situations, let me know what are your thoughts on this. It's always about fine, if things have gotten worse, why not just let things be? Let's Netflix and chill, watch movies, eat more junk food, let it be. I mean, anyways, it's just the first month of the year, and we always keep hearing all those different, what's that thing called? Resolutions being made and then being broken. But then, for how long are you able to continue it? Even at this point of time, I think we did discuss this in one of the earlier lives. 27 tasks are pending for almost over a month and a half now. The updates to be made in our Speak to Lead cohort. The new batch is signing in to get them started. Lot of the things, and keeping all these things in mind, honestly speaking, the fact that I was very scared to even talk about it. Forget about being open and being straightforward. Too many judgments deep inside my own head that, oh my God, what are people going to feel when I say the truth? People will think I'm a loser. I'm not good enough. And I'm making promises and breaking them time and again. I can't even look at my own self in the mirror and live up to the promise that I make. How can I even build a cohort where I promise people that I'm going to get them the results? And that took the last 9 days for me to even prepare myself. Even now, as I'm sharing this, I'm getting this as an afterthought that maybe all the sleep schedule got messed up, all the food schedule got messed up, because somewhere I was just running away from this whole process of showing up and putting things out exactly the way it's supposed to be. which means even though this is episode number 81, and it feels very proud to say that it's episode number 81, but I know deep down this is all the way starting from not one, rather minus 20, probably minus 100. Because I know the enormous amount of pressure leading up to just hitting that live button, having that Zoom room open, not even sure whether I should even go forward and start that for in the first place or not. And that is pretty much the best time I feel for me to share whatever it is that I have in mind to share. The power of communication, the power of speaking begins when you start talking to yourself. And whether you talk to yourself in a way that you grow every single day, or you talk to yourself in a way that brings you back, holds you back, pushes you back to such an extent where you are not even able to look at yourself in the mirror. If there's anything that can take us out from this whole stage and transform, it always begins with communication itself. But it's not just about communication, it's about something far deeper. It's about this concept called the first principles. Now, having speaking to a lot of people day in and day out, whether it's coaches and trainers, whether it's the mid-career folks, whether it's people who are married, unmarried, my own peers, my school mates, college mates, so many different age groups of people. And I feel right now I'm at this stage of life where it's not like I know everything, but I can get a sense of where things are coming from. It could be something as simple as, oh, Surya, oh, growing all 30-ish, huh? Looking really good. Huh? Before your entire beard turns white, just go ahead and get married. Otherwise, no one will get married. Oh, you'll have to make sure that you get children as well. Oh, you're earning this thing. When are you changing your phone? When are you getting your own house? People have opinions, especially relatives, and they don't even know when is it that they need to stop. And surprisingly, in India and a country like this, we are also trained and hardwired in such a way that you do not draw the boundary clearly, because that is considered as an insult. Now, when all these things are something that we are regularly subjected to, now it's not just in the personal setup, okay, even in the professional setup, especially now, right now that I'm getting to work with mid-career professionals, it just shocks and baffles me. So many mid-career folks just go on and on and on and on and on and on talking, which is unnecessary. It's a waste of time for everyone, and especially our generation and the next generation. They don't like gyan that much per se. It's more about how are you just helping me go from point A to point B. Don't tell me anything more. That's what brings me down to the concept of sticking to what really matters, and that's where the first principles comes into the picture. First principles are the first set of things that every single one of us needs to follow in order to ensure that we all have a proper head start. It's like the very basic things that absolutely needs to be done even before you think of taking off. Now, initially, I thought I'll just cover this as a specific topic in itself, but I know for sure that for you as a mid-career working professional, you will know for sure how easy or difficult it is for you to manage both work, your personal life, your family, your friends, and so many different things. And it all begins with the power of assumptions. Think about it. We are Everyone assumes that we have everything sorted. Everyone assumes that you are going to manage everything. Everyone assumes that you will get the job done. Everyone assumes, your spouse or partner assumes that you're going to take care of the chores or help them in the chores. Your friends and relatives assume that you will always be there for them. But what is the reality? We feel all alone, isn't it? to such an extent where we have our loved ones next to us, literally next to us. And yet we are not even in the position to open our heart out and share exactly what it is that we are going through with the other person. Even though we feel that this is the person whom I'm sharing my life with 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20, 25 years, still, even if we share, it's not going to make any sense. Now, have I faced that? Of course. With my parents, with Yogeshwari, with my friends. And for me, the basic and the most default mode is numb down. I don't even share after a certain point of time. Is that healthy? Because the distance keeps growing apart. And that is just a basic assumption that people don't care. Now, I personally feel that everything that we do in our day to day life is a habit. We don't know it yet. But if we just scan through our lives, we have patterns. Patterns conditioned as habits. Whether it's scrolling the phone while we are at work, when we are ideally supposed to work. Now, scrolling the phone takes away the distraction, takes away the focus, concentration, productivity. It does not really allow you to do any kind of a work that you ideally want to do. And we, for sure, don't like staying away from our phone no matter what, in spite of knowing that it's distracting for us. I mean, the greatest engineers on the planet are hired and paid record sum so that they can get you staying in that platform, in that device, for another additional couple of seconds. Those additional couple of seconds that you are there in that device, those big engineers are getting the big bucks, and you're losing everything. And especially with AI coming in right now, I feel it's more difficult than ever to even connect with people. So how do you even get that first principles lined up? The very first thing is to be very, very clear about what is it that you want. Very specific. What exactly is it that you want out of your communication? Do you want to build a better professional relationship? Do you want to get a promotion? Do you want to make 10 CR a month? Do you want active and passive income? Do you want to achieve financial freedom? Do you want to have a healthy and happy relationship with your spouse and children and relatives and friends? Do you want to start making new friends? Do you want to maybe move out of your existing toxic relationship that has been going on for a lot of years and maybe begin a new one or just be free? You've got to be very, very clear about exactly what is it that you want. In fact, to such an extent where I am very, very clear with every single person who's near and dear to me. My mom knows what is her boundary, what are the things she needs to talk to me and she cannot talk to me. My dad knows it, my brother knows it, Yogeshwari knows it. Everyone is, I have made it crystal clear now in couple of situations when I voiced it out. Of course, I tried to make it as polite as possible, but when I voiced it out, in most cases, it is taken in a with a pinch of salt. And I'm absolutely okay with that because I know I'm absolutely clear with whatever it is that I want. That's the head start. Now, the moment you decide what is it that you want from that relationship, the communication begins from there itself, because now anything that does not align to that is discarded away slowly and steadily, and everything that guides you towards having that is what is experienced within that conversation with that person. This goes time and again. Now, oftentimes what we try to do is we try to copy. We see that, especially in India, I'll tell you, the gossip culture is very, very dangerous. We look at our moms listening. Oh, this is how I deal with my husband. You should try it too. And then she talks about it with someone else, and then subconscious programming, and that's exactly the way that has happened. I mean, I'll tell you, for me, Kolkata is a very, very dangerous place to go. Because every time I go, there is some problem or the other that keeps happening. It's not because of them. It's because of probably my expectations from them, the fact that I can expect peace. That's not a good thing. Now, I try to do my own Tony Robbins, but then it's so difficult for me to take that clarity of thought and transfer it into intent. It's only very recently that I've started doing it. I started conserving my energy. I only speak whenever I have to speak, and I distance myself away whenever I see that things are going beyond my control. I don't try to take control. I just let things be exactly as it is. And all of this is happening because we've got so many uh, crazy set of thoughts that's bothering us all the time. Multiple set of thoughts. Think about it. You have been given a job by your boss, and you start thinking already, your mind start telling you your boss no keeps giving you so much of pressure. They'll not give any pressure to the people who don't work that much. They'll give pressure to you only because you're a good worker. And now just because you've been given the work, you have to do it. If you don't do it, you'll not be getting the promotion. And then the other people in the office, guess what happens? They don't do any work at all. They don't even get the promotion. If I want the promotion, I'll actually have to work more. But that's also not sure. So what's the point? Now, when all these things are going on in the head, do you seriously think you're in a good position, you're in a good point of time to be able to finish all those work? You're in the right state of mind. Instead, if you emotionally detach yourself and just focus on doing the work, and then being in a state where you're able to establish an authority and aura where you can walk up to your boss and talk. Of course, maybe at some point of the future episodes, I'll be doing a masterclass on the power of no, how to say no. It's a very, very uh, crazy thing. In fact, I'll go to such an extent as well. Now, the fact that we are building Sun's Den and we are building the Speak to Lead cohort, uh, I keep getting a lot of ideas. Firstly, from myself. Secondly, from all the books that I'm reading, or when Yogeshwari comes up with ideas. But then my brutal answer is always no. Until and unless we have established one stream of income consistently for at least 3 months, knowing that the fourth month is also sorted, do not involve me in anything new. Now, that's something that I've established very, very strongly. But it took me what? I think more than 5 years to even learn how to do it. And as you continue to, first of all, take down your problems, you begin to realize, okay, this is the time that I have to even get started. First of all, to learn what are these first principles and then get into working towards it. So, how am I doing it? Let's, all this while I was just ranting about the problems, we are going to work towards the solutions from this point on. I think enough of ranting, enough of self blaming. Let's start about the solutions. So, the very first thing is you need a head start. I'll give you what the head start means. Every single thing that is holding you back in your communication, you need to have a crystal clear list of it all. Are you speaking too fast, speaking too slow, not able to organize your thoughts, stuttering, stammering, not able to come up with the right set of words, not having the right vocabulary, not having enough practice, not having enough accountability, evaluation, feedback? Maybe too many things jumbled up. Maybe you are preparing way too much, but when you start speaking, nothing happens. Just make a list of all of those things. Once that entire list is done, you will have to just upload that entire list into ChatGPT and tell this is exactly the problems that I'm going through. Now, keeping these problems in mind, I want you to give me a proper 30-day game plan in which every day I'm just going to speak to you and have a conversation with you. AI will give you the entire game plan, and all you have to do is just everyday practice with ChatGPT. That's it. And you can even uh, get into a brainstorming mode. Now, this what I told first, the first thing right now, this is more of a practice mode. You can also get into a brainstorming mode by simply asking all these things I want to get it fixed while understanding first principles, and see how AI responds to you by introducing you the with introducing you to the concepts of first principles. And then the third thing that you can do is slowly start taking things one day at a time, in one small incident at a time, starting with yourself. So the way that I'm working it out at this present moment, I know that today is the 28th of January, and I still have another 3 days to go for January to end. So we have a total of 27 tasks. Ideally, Yogeshwari and I should be finishing 27 tasks in 3 days, but that I at least understand that it's humanly impossible. So what we have done is February, we are not having any cohort. We are using that entire month to stabilize our cohort. Rather, we are making some tweaks on the people who are signing up so that we can give them enough time, see what's working, see what's not working, do multiple more one-to-ones with them, and then kickstart the entire batch from March. And that way, we will also get to test what's the sales and the marketing thing that is happening, and give ourselves enough time to prepare for everything that's coming. Second, every single problem that we are facing in our life, every single thing that is not in place, list them down and then take it one step at a time to solve one thing at a time. Obviously, for both of us, it begins with sleep. If we go to sleep early and we do not have our technology with us, it's easier for us to fall asleep. Even if we don't sleep, just keeping our eyes closed gets the body at least some kind of a rest. And then sticking to the mandates that we have to work towards. In communication, no matter what course you go through, cohort you participate in, training sessions that you do, you have to speak. If you don't speak, there is no way that you will be able to learn. So practicing that entire speaking, at least for us, Yogeshwari and I, these daily lives are the practice that we do. Now, the fact that I'm going live and I'm also having this observation from the back of my mind as an observer as well, the enormous countless amount of mistakes that I'm doing even while I'm speaking, that's just because I don't have the fluency. I've lost the practice, I've lost the momentum, and that's perfectly fine for me. I'm absolutely okay to look back and see how horrible this particular live is. Even after that, there is value that is being created. This is my proof. And then getting into the process of evaluation and feedback, and what is the one thing that I can make it better the very next time. If this happens, then you will begin to realize that at the end, everything begins with thinking first, organizing the thoughts, and then speaking. At the end, when you have your structure in place, which is greater than the style, automatically you will begin to realize that you're able to present better. And finally, at the end of the day, it's all your intent that matters, not the impression. When you look at when was the last time you saw a public speaker or a communicator dress up like this, completely shabby? And I'm absolutely okay with it, because I know for sure if you're watching this, you will be able to feel my intent, and my intent is that I care. So here's what you will have to do. You got to focus on the exact problems in your life, put the problems in AI, and start discussing with AI, brainstorming through first principles thinking, and then create a 30-day game plan to be able to interact with AI and solve the entire thing. And as you do so, keep making that 1 degree shift every single day. Whatever I had intended to share for this particular live, I have realized that I've completely gone all over the place. And that's okay for me. It all comes down to even more prep that I need to do, even more hard work that I need to put in, even more efforts, organization, putting things together. I need to put in that work, but I will do all that after a week. Because right now, the immediate action steps for me for the next 7 days is to show up. That's all that I care. To see whether I'm able to continue speaking in a way that it's exciting, it's engaging, and I'm able to organize my thoughts and share. That's all that I'm targeting. So this is a fresh start, and I'm so happy that I'm doing it with you. I'm doing it live, and it's all getting documented beautifully. There is another one that's going to start very, very soon in another couple of minutes. Join for that as well. Got another very interesting topic lined up for you. With that, this is Dr. Sridhi. Love you so much. See you in the next.